I'm Tom. This is my sister Bobbi and my mum Liz, and we're the franchise owners for the Durham area for Blossom Home Care. The area that we cover is everywhere from Chesley Street in the north down to Newton Aycliffe in the south, and then we've got from sort of Bishop Auckland, Crook area across to the coast.
I used to work for a charity with vulnerable children, so it was helping raising funds to help support them, whether it was buying equipment or anything like that, just to make their life a little bit easier.
I was selling radio adverts for, a couple of different radio stations, so and I've done that for, what would have been, 5 or 6 years before this.
I've been in radio stations, and then eventually I worked for a motor business as their marketing director. And then from there, I decided to run my own business. I went into partnership with somebody, and then in 2019 set up the business I have now. I got involved with Blossom primarily because of that business, because John and Fiona, when they originally came to me, knew that they had the concept of Blossom, but they didn't really have a name, and came to me really to help them push the product into the market. So my background kind of comes at this business from a slightly different perspective. Never been in care before, never ran anything like a care business before. Have ran businesses, but nothing like dealing with care.
We get a lot of carers coming to us and they're saying what the other companies are offering them, and there's nothing that's quite like what Blossom do offer in terms of the support. The pay that they all get, is so much worthwhile, because I think care's like, it's, you've got to really care about it. You can't just be anybody off the street coming into it. There has to be, that kind of passion in it. And I think when you reward that, you get the good carers that are coming to you.
We tend to pay more than other care companies, so we tend to get the better carers in the area from that point of view. But equally, we offer more training as well than most of the care companies.
I also feel like with the time that you have, the 50 minutes, it means that our carers are really getting to know the client.
The carers have the time to allow them to support someone to be independent. So there might be things that would take the carers maybe a minute or two to do for the person they're supporting. Whereas if they're helping someone else do it, or helping them and supporting them to do it, it might take a little bit longer. There is a lot of systems that Blossom provide for you, and if you follow them all, it literally shows you exactly everything that you need to do. And you do get training on those from the outset. Initially, when you get set up, you've got monthly monitoring visits to make sure that you're doing everything correctly. Mm-hmm. And then from there, it's every 3 months that we have those now. And
then it's every 6 months you do a mock CQC inspection as well, so it kind of prepares you, especially if you've never been through that kind of process before. They do it like it is a CQC inspection, so you know exactly what to expect when they come knocking on your door, which obviously it's the inevitable thing when you run a care company, that you will go through a CQC inspection. So it's important to know what you're doing.
There's monthly franchise webinars as well. All the franchisees join, so that's a good opportunity to share and get to see how everyone else is doing, as well as having key bits of information passed down to you as well from the franchisor.
And what goes well and what doesn't necessarily go well as well. I think that's a good way to grow as a business as well, because everyone's faced with different challenges, and it's quite interesting to know what maybe another branch is being challenged with, because never know, a couple of months down the line it could be you that's facing that challenge as well. So it's good to have a platform where you're able to talk about that with everybody.
We do work as a family, and actually people respect that and understand that and buy into that aspect for us. We want to keep that family feel to it, and not grow too big that we lose some of that, but equally the opportunities are massive. There is so much opportunity for care calls, mm-hmm. and you will get calls every single day of every single week. It just works that way.
Once that name's out there and your reputation, I think, we have social workers that just ring us now because they know that we do such a good job, and that the care that we do deliver, even though on paper for them, a 50-minute call, is a lot more than what it would be for a 15-minute call or a half an hour call. Yeah. But they know that service user that's going to get the care is going to get the best care that they possibly can. And that to them does outweigh
Especially,
the spend.
I mean, you do get calls for things like timed medication, which again, you kind of take for granted, I suppose. But if you've got a condition that requires you take a medication at a specific time, you require a care company that works to a set time to deliver the care. So we do get referrals and calls for those types of packages ongoing. So there's no kind of ceiling to what you could do.
Yeah.
And we're keen to grow as big as we possibly can, but keep the inherent values of what we do and to keep the good quality there as well.
It does take hard work, but nothing worth having doesn't take hard work. It's not something that you can come into
light-hearted or
light-hearted. It's a serious thing, but equally, I think John and Fiona would also want people that are going to take it seriously rather than wanting someone that's going to be light-hearted about it. But there is a massive opportunity there that can set you up.
And you do make a difference to people's lives. You know, that there's nothing more grounding or that makes you feel like valued in life than to be doing what we are doing. So, you know, it might pay off in terms of, you know, the business side and you know, what you're doing in terms of money, but also as personal growth as well. It does, you know, make you feel like you're doing something that is making a difference to people.
Yeah, I mean, if you want a business that's going to make a difference in the community, this is it. If you want to get that feeling from doing a business, this is it. There's nothing compares to you feeling that you've done something really, really well and you've made a difference to somebody's life. Off the back of that, as a business opportunity, it gives you so many other things that a normal business would do if you put the work and effort in. But this has got that added layer of giving back as well. And so if you want to make a difference to your own life personally and to the lives of others, get a Blossom franchise.